Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline Bling. That can only
It only means one thing when you tune into your feel-good breakfast show at this time during the week. It's a Wednesday, and you know what it means. It's time for the Culinary Hotline Bling! Oh man, we've got powerhouse chefs in the house this morning. Neil, Anthony, and Anel Potgieter. Anthony. Twice as nice. Here to answer all of your burning foodie questions. So if you have any culinary conundrums that have been confounding you, call us on 0214309881.
I dare you.
Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Yeah, solid, man.
Excellent.
You nearly shed a tear or two with this.
That was
mic.
close, man.
I've
That
never
was close,
seen
brother.
you. I've never seen you that emotional.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah?
these things happen, baby.
These things happen, baby. All right. Well, let's get into the questions that we do have. And one that did come through was, what is a good marinade to use for a leg of lamb?
Oof, well, I mean, look at this amazing spread that you have in front of us.
Yeah?
You know, you want to go with stuff that's really going to accentuate the sort of lamb flavor. You don't want to mess around with it too much. And I mean, you know, if you want to go back to sort of classics, you want to definitely hit it with, you know, garlic, cinnamon, all those like real sort of hearty, earthy Middle Eastern flavors.
Okay.
Those are a massive win for me. Loads of olive oil. And, you know, you want to have a good sort of day on it, I reckon.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, overnight sort of thing?
Yeah, definitely overnight. It would just like nail those flavors. Inside the leg of
Butterfly
lamb.
it, cut it open,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. But yogurt as well is also really good if you're feeling funky.
Yeah.
And that'll help to keep it moist as well, because nobody likes dry
also
lamb,
the
right?
yogurt, the bacteria in the yogurt eat the tendons in the lamb, and it makes it a bit softer.
Softer, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so it's
Brilliant.
tenderizer as well. So they keep with those sort of classic flavors. The lemons, they sort of help sort of
Yeah.
you know soften that a bit.
I like to go the easy route.
Yeah.
That is
That's
sumac.
Sumac.
Yes,
Also
sumac.
quite lemony.
Taste it. It's
Yeah.
like very lemony.
It's quite lemony, yeah. Again, Moroccan-y sort of vibes on that.
It looks like...
It looks like coffee,
You know,
basically.
no, it looks like ntsu.
Yeah.
You know what ntsu is? It's like it comes in like a black little tin.
snuff.
Like snuff. Like it looks like ntsu.
Neil.
Look,
Yeah,
just...
snuff. Yeah,
Are you going to add
you
two
can
with that?
try and snuff it, Alex.
No, I will not. Why would I?
You can maybe sniff it through a cinnamon stick. Maybe that'll work.
No, it's not that kind of culinary
Not that
hotline.
kind of hotline today, baby. Hotline,
Let's
you
get
get
back, guys. Let's get back. I tried to use a simple method. I'm all about
Simple method in the
easy-
fanciest container.
I know.
Crack out all of your science experiments equipment while you're doing
Doctor,
this.
and now Potgieter over here.
I just want to say to people, this is the best. It's a salad dressing. It's got all the
Salmonella.
herbs inside here and oil
Salmonella.
and vinegar. And if you want to, you just pour it over your deboned leg of lamb and let it marinate overnight. And it's
Straight
also
out the bottle, just like that. Bang.
just straight out of the bottle. Just
that's
don't
a
say
leaky for
anything
you.
to me, chef. And
No,
then you-
sure, I'm all about that.
And you can add a bit of your extra,
Yeah,
just
man.
change it up a bit.
Yeah.
A bit of this, a bit of that.
And while you're adding that, make sure there's a Bunsen burner underneath. it.
Definitely, yeah.
For
you know,
science work.
Yeah.
And you marinate that, and that is delicious over the braai. I've
Yeah.
done it so
Yeah.
many
Oh, about
times.
the
Or
braai.
in the oven. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Oven it first and then braai it as well. There's also a bit of a trick
Oven then braai.
there. Yeah, so oven then braai. Just get that sort of hit of char on it.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that none of you mentioned rosemary, that classic rosemary
look,
thing.
rosemary's
Yeah, it
cool.
is.
There's
Obviously,
some
that's the
rosemary, some
standard.
thyme, some mint. You know, there's a
Standards, yeah.
I think, you know, we're veering away from also then we will talk about sort of sides and stuff like that. So if you add those fresher flavors to the sides, you maintain that real sort of
Yeah.
freshness as opposed to cooking those flavors.
And what about the sides, if you were to
What
imagine
about
a
the
beautiful
sides as well?
side for a leg of lamb?
Yeah, I mean, if we're sticking with that sort of Moroccan, Middle Eastern vibes, then I mean, you can't go wrong with beautiful couscous, light, fluffy, almonds, pistachios, dried fruits.
Yeah.
You know, really gives, you know, a lot of body to it as well. So, you know, go down that sort of route. Yet again, season it really well. So loads of salt, paprika, olive oil. You know, really get get into it. Don't sort of be finicky about it. You know, if you're gonna sort of do it, then get sort of involved. Don't mess around too much.
Yes, Neil.
Chuck it over your, throw it over your iPad. and
look
everything,
at that.
you know,
Just
get
get
into it. You know what I mean?
involved.
Involved.
You know, and then you could also then you want to sort of don't want to sort of chop your herbs too much. You really just want to sort of tear them
Break
into your
them too.
You know,
I
if you
can
can
smell
do
it.
that. Yeah, exactly. And then you can just sort of
It's delicious.
I love the way you do food, man. Anel, what do you have there?
I like to serve my lamb like in a Greek style. So I just take a wrap, and you can cook the lamb the day before as well.
Yeah.
And then you
All
can
about
break it apart. You can put some tzatziki on your wrap. Like so. You can put some chopped tomatoes, chopped Cucumber.
Right on the table.
Oh, okay.
Delicious.
Okay, chef. Okay, chef.
Yes, chef.
That's what it's about.
And then I'll also add some beautiful fresh herbs. And then we're going to add some lamb and just roll it up.
And then you toast it in a pan as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Wonderful.
And you seal that, and
Yeah.
you get that real sort of crispiness.
It's going to be beautiful crispy with all this beautiful soft
That's how you
meat
do it.
inside.
All right, listen, 0214309881 is the number to call if you want to engage in the culinary hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting!
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline Bling. That can only mean one thing.
Yes, time to level up your culinary skills on the culinary hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting! Neil Anthony and Anel Potri. Did you hear that? Wow. All right. 0214309881 is the number to call if you want to engage with us in this very entertaining talk about all things food. And we take your questions as well, like this one. Well, firstly, earlier on we were talking about malcourse, a beautiful dish. And then we wanted to talk about the various ways in which you can flavor malcourse. Go right ahead, Anel.
I would use a bit of cardamom. Except, yeah.
Also great in rice pudding as well.
Yeah, it will go. It's like the same type of flavors that
Very
you can
cool.
put in rice pudding.
Don't eat it, though.
No,
Make sure
I'll
it's
take it out.
Yeah.
Always count the cardamom pods you put in.
Yeah.
So that you know how many to take out.
Yeah.
True.
And always, if you don't like someone, just leave one in and just. You know.
All right,
And
good.
any citrus rind, you know, like a nachi or
Orange,
lemon. Yeah, that'll be also
lemon,
be
yeah.
nice, I think.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then also like it's cool, really cool to like top it as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, malcourse isn't a sort of big thing for me, but you know, it's a similar sort of like custard sort of affair. So if you had to put some brown sugar on top and actually blowtorch it, you end up with that sort of whole sort of brulee effect as well,
Wow.
which is quite fun.
That's clever.
And then yeah, sort of you're getting toasted almonds, macadamias, you know, hazelnuts as well, or really good with that, or whatever those are.
Go nuts. All right.
Go nuts on it, man.
A question came in wanting to know about honeycomb. So how to make honeycomb. And then
Honeycomb,
we'll also
baby.
just take that into the next question that came from Bruce Shefferman, who wants to
Bruce.
know. Bruce Shefferman wants to
Brucey.
know what you can add to honeycomb. So let's go with how to make it,
Yeah.
and then what you can add to it.
How to make it? It's very simple to make actually, and there's very little honey in it actually, which is quite weird. So it's mainly sugar. You want to go with a nice fine sugar, so caster sugar. Get yourself to either a pharmacy or like a cook store and buy liquid glucose.
Oh my gosh.
So liquid glucose.
Oh! Sheesh, Neil.
Yeah,
Why do you need the liquid glucose?
because it's in the recipe.
Oh, okay.
Basically, so it's a liquid sort of form of sugar.
Yeah.
This tastes like, what do you call that sap? A tree sap?
Tree sap?
Thorn tree sap that has been sweetened. Like if you,
very technical.
twine, I don't know what you, but it's that thing. It gives me that vibe. But anyway, carry on with the recipe, Neil.
So yeah, so it's really just honey, sugar, liquid glucose, and water. Bang, bang, bang. And then what you need to do is heat that up to 155 degrees Celsius.
What if you don't have a fancy temperature meter?
Get one.
It's a hardball stadium.
Yeah,
You know,
it
the
is.
hardball
It's
stage.
crack state.
Yeah.
It's,
Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get it to crack stage.
Yeah, it's get it to crack stage.
Cool,
And then,
cool.
then turn the heat off,
Yeah.
and then you stir in bicarbonate of soda, and then that gives it the big sort of fluff.
Okay.
And then pour straight out onto a non-stick mat, and then just let it cool.
Allow it to cool.
Yeah.
And then
It is.
You
Look
end
at
up with
this.
that.
Yeah, end up with this beautiful sort of,
Broken.
you know.
My word.
It's a lot easier to make in Johannesburg than in Cape Town.
Why?
Because of the altitude, and the air's a lot wetter here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure your room's very dry. I can't believe honeycomb doesn't have any honey in it. That's
And it
weird.
does, it does.
Oh, a little bit, just a little bit.
yeah, tiny bit.
Not
little
all
bit.
honey.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So what
maybe
can you
sugar and glucose.
add to it?
Well, I like the whole sort of sweet and salty.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a real big thing for me is adding salted peanuts to it. So end with a sort of crazy sort of salt caramel brittle sort of honeycomb vibe, which is really cool.
All right.
Do you add it in the
Yeah,
pan?
you can add it into the pan.
yeah.
In the pan, yeah.
Okay.
I would always sprinkle some really good fleur de sel over the top of it as well,
Yeah.
just to give it that sort of feel.
What about putting a bit of salt on your mat and then
Yeah,
put
yeah,
it over
it's
the
the
mat?
same-
It's the
same effect.
Yeah.
And
Undertone of
Yeah,
saltiness.
yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah. So that's sort of.
What about that spread there now?
Beautiful as well. So I mean.
This is delicious. You know, you can take your honeycomb and just crumble it because a honeycomb goes very well with sweet and savoury stuff,
savoury, yeah.
like sweet and savoury. So with cheeses. So we've got some cheese here with some pickles, cucumber, some fresh
Yeah.
figs, whatever you
Beautiful.
want, and you just take a bit of
Goat
this.
cheese.
This is
Look
a
at
bit
that
of
nice,
goat's
like,
cheese.
ripple effect down there as well.
You're going to add a bit of honeycomb
honeycomb.
on there. As I, a stukkie vy,
There you go.
and let me tell you,
Wow.
I see.
Wow.
try a bite of that, Neil.
You want to get the sort of. You want to also break the fig as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Goodness.
There you go.
All right.
He's
Lovely.
honeycomb for you there.
That's a massive piece of honeycomb. I don't know if I can do that in my mouth right now,
That's cool.
but I'll give it a shot indeed. On that note, it's been an incredible culinary hotline playing ting, 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 which we shall... Wow. Yes.
That's how you break the honeycomb.
Ah,
And then you just
delicious.
drizzle some chocolate over the top.